Sakafets YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Let's cook with me from start to finish. My darlings, so I'm back with a new recipe, and this one is for some salmon in a coconut curry sauce. Guys, I've been meaning to do this for such a long time, but I thought today, Saturday, is the perfect day to pull it off. So I have my salmon side. I'm gonna cut it into 4 equal pieces, and then I'm gonna wash it off with some cool water and lime juice and just clean it off. Okay, I'm using salmon with the skin on, but you can use skinless and boneless, whatever you prefer. Once my salmon was nicely cleaned and washed, I did pat it dry to remove any excess moisture, as I find this really helps for the salmon to stay whole. If it has moisture, it tends to break apart so much easier, so this is why I always just tap off any excess moisture. To season it, I'm going to go in with some seafood and fish seasoning and some black pepper, as well as a little bit of sea salt, and I'm going to pat it on and set it to one side. So while my salmon was resting, I did go in with about 6 large potatoes, and I'm going to boil it to make some mashed potatoes. I did share a recipe for my delicious mashed potatoes a couple days ago, but if you want, you can always just check that out. So while my potatoes were boiling, I decided to go in with a clean pot and add some oil and some butter, and I'm now going to go ahead and just slightly pan fry my salmon. I'm going to cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes on both sides, and then I'm going to set it aside while I work on that delicious coconut curry sauce. So this is my salmon all done. Guys, this looks so delicious, like you can literally eat it on its own, but we're gonna carry on with the recipe. So to the same oil and butter that was left over in the pan, went ahead and added half of a red onion, and I'm gonna go in with about 2 garlic cloves, as well as some spring onions and some chili peppers, and I'm gonna saute that for about a minute or 2, just so that it can become fragrant and release some flavor into that oil and butter. After my seasonings have softened up a bit, I'm going in with some chief curry powder and some Baron Foods curry powder. I like to mix my curry powders together because I find it gives such an authentic curry flavor. And I'm gonna just, fry the curry in the seasonings for about 2 minutes. Now going in with my coconut milk, my favorite one from Lidl here in the UK. I'm adding about 2 cups to 2.5 cups, and I'm gonna let that cook in the beautiful curry and seasonings for about 5 minutes. To season it up, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of seafood seasoning, some salt, black pepper. You don't want to over season this because bear in mind we are going to go ahead and put the salmon back in this beautiful sauce, okay? So make sure you season to your own preference, let it cook, and then you also want to just taste it, adjust accordingly of course, but most importantly do it to your own taste. Once my sauce was cooked and I tasted it for flavor, I'm now going back in with my salmon. I'm only going to leave it in the sauce for about a minute or two. As you can see, it's starting to fall apart, and salmon is just a fragile fish anyways. I'm going to add it into the pot, and guys, this is looking so amazing. I'm going to add any leftover juices from the plate into the pot as well. Using a spoon, I'm just going to scoop that delicious gravy over the salmon. I find if you mix it up, the salmon is probably going to break apart, and I don't want that. I still want the salmon to maintain its shape, and you know me, I like my food to look presentable. So guys, just do it like this and you won't go wrong. Once I'm done, I'm going to garnish it with some fresh dill that I chopped up, and our salmon was done. Back to our mashed potatoes. My potatoes have been boiling for about 12-13 minutes. I did drain it off, and now I'm adding in some salted butter, and I'm gonna just mash it gently before going in with some double cream. And then you know the secret, I am gonna whip it up using my hand blender, and oh my goodness guys, this is gonna be so fluffy, so delicious. If you want a more detailed recipe, although this one is already so detailed, just type in Terry mashed potatoes and it will come up. You can't go wrong with a delicious mashed potato recipe. Lastly, I did my veg simply because my veg takes about, less than 5 minutes to cook. And this is just some broccoli and carrots that I added about half a cup of water to, as well as some all-purpose seasoning. I steamed that for about 2 minutes on the highest heat because I wanted it to maintain that fresh green and orange color. Once it was cooked, I drained it off. And this is it, my loves. That gorgeous pan-fried salmon in a coconut curry sauce. Oh my goodness. Just one more close-up because I am just obsessed at how pretty it looks. Delicious, smooth, creamy mashed potatoes. Wow. See the way the butter has melted over this? Oh my goodness. And lastly, our veg looking fresh, crunchy, so delicious. So I really hope you enjoy this easy cook with me from start to finish. Guys, I started doing these about 1.5 years on YouTube and I stopped simply because it's just so time consuming. But I had a little bit of time today and this literally took me no more than half an hour to make because everything was sort of cooking together. It's just for the purpose of this video. I showed them step by step so you don't get confused. And yes, I am gonna plate it up. Oh my goodness, I'm just in love. Wow, so gorgeous. I really hope you enjoy this easy cook with me. Oh my goodness, wow. Thank you so much for watching. It has been a pleasure having you here and I'll see you again in my next one. Bye bye.